Welcome to GDP's Animation 2020. My name is Felipe Bellini, and this is a video demonstration of the winter midterm, addressing the classes lectured by Michael Feeney at Fanshawe College. The animation midterm is about skinned meshes and overall integration with game logic and controls. As always, documentation is provided and can be found at the root of the solution directory. So let's take a look at our solution here. So this is our main scene. If you press F1, I can circle here the androids that are supposed to be the enemies. They're using AI to move around and orient themselves. As they get close to whatever they're supposed to be, they turn around and go back to the other place on the screen. Also, we have our main characters here, Peanut Man. So I'm going back to the game now, pressing F1. Now I can move with the arrow keys on the keyboard. As you can see, the character is moving around. There's a couple of actions we can take. For instance, spacebar will attack. Make an attack. So I can approach the enemy here and headbutt the enemy. You can see him changing color to red, and at some points he will take so much damage that he will explode and go away. Another thing we can do here is, since we are walking left and right with the arrow keys on the keyboard, I can press Shift to run in either direction. So if I'm going right, I can press Shift and then it will go faster. Also, I can roll and press in the same manner that I was using Shift. I can press Alt to roll like that in both directions. Then there's jumping, right? So jumping is arrow up on the keyboard. Using physics for that. So I'm giving a step. If I fall, there's an animation for the falling animation. He will fall down with his arms open like this. Yeah. Like that. If you jump around, you can see that. So yeah, that shows a bunch of combinations of animations and how we can create interesting games with effects that are running on the shader, because this is a vertex animation. It's not preloaded. We're using FBX files for the bones, then loading these bones and their matrices and passing them to the shader. It's an OpenGL application, so it's a GL shader. I'm going to press F1 again. Then now I'm gonna just enable the camera, pressing F1 again, and then I'm going to close up on our character just to show him idling and then moving, just a close up of the things he does. The headbutt, which is his attack, the jumping, because I'm using planes in this setup, the planes will hold back the character using physics because the normal is pointing up. But if I'm below a plane and jump, then I can cross it. There's no problem. We can do this with boxes also, but I thought with planes it's more obvious, given we were studying just a while back shapes in physics. So yeah, there you go, running, animation. You can see his arms kind of fumbling around, the row animation. And there's our android using artificial intelligence to orient and to look for his path. That's path following. Okay, I'm going back to the code now just to show an overall pieces of code that are important for this project. So basically the most important classes here are the game video animation system, which contains most of the setup and logic for this project. It's this one actually. So you can see here sending characters to idle, processing animation. There's a bunch of code here to update the animations based on time. And the update functions. This is called by the world, game world here. This guy here, update function. We call the update. And there's also the vertex animation async. It's also present in the project. I just made a couple of tweaks on this thing here and made it inherit from an interface to see become more clear. There's also, going back to the game, there's also the game system video, which is the portion of the game that takes care of the GL calls. So this guy here will be passing the animation matrices to the shader. Here in skinned mesh, you can see bits of code where I pass things around. And there's also the level file you can find on the assets config folder of the game. You can see everything that's here. For instance, our character, its properties, all the animations that are being loaded for this character, the enemies, and so on. So that concludes our presentation. For more information, contact Michael Finney or Felipe Bellini at Fanshawe College. Thank you.